Cool. All right. So top left for game number 1 of our first best of 5. It's going to be your favorite Protoss player, Stats.
And in the bottom right, it's Dream.
Yeah, I mean, Stats is one of those guys. We talk about it every time we cast him. He has an incredible resume. He's just been so good for so long. And even if he doesn't have a lot of first place finishes in Premier tournaments, he's got a ton of second place as well. He's just consistently one of the top Protoss players in the world. And he's going to be a tough match for Dream, I feel like.
Yeah. Now, we had actually both these guys in a Freak of World last week, if I recall correctly.
I think we did.
A week ago is a long time, so I may be mistaken. But yeah, Stats looked incredible.
Yeah.
His form was basically flawless, but he actually played Dream in the finals, and Dream almost brought it back. So
that's true. Yeah, that was one of the better best of 7s we've ever cast.
Yeah, it was really good. So we've got a rematch here in a sense.
Good point. Yeah, so it's a rematch. Yeah, so let's see. Last Africa World, Stats jumped out to was it a 3-0 lead in the best of 7?
Yeah, 3-0.
And then Dream forced a game 7, so...
Which I don't think we expected.
I don't think anybody expected that. We were honestly, kind of winding down a little bit after that third game. We're like, all right, well, Dream obviously is a little bit outmatched here, but then he just refused to give up, refused to die. Did some amazing work with his macro especially, where it's just like he just kept sending wave in, wave after unit, defending and on offense, and just whittled Stats down 3 times in a row. It was crazy. Anyway, yeah, I think TVP's in a pretty good spot. I don't know. I haven't heard much complaining about balance for this matchup recently. It feels like everyone's fairly happy with it. Is that a 3 racks opening?
That is a 3 racks opening. How about that?
Dream, you madman.
Like, this is a very, very quick 3 racks play.
It is. So Anthony just joined the chat and asked who's going to win. I don't know, man. These guys just played a best of 7 a week ago, and it went to a game 7. So it's hard. It's hard to be like, well, one of them clearly has an obvious advantage here, when that's not the case.
Yeah, I think you look at it and say Stats is the favorite, but it's all about form with these two guys. Like, some days Dream looks absolutely amazing, and other days Stats will look so-so in a sense. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I do like Dream's opening so far, and he did manage to catch one of the Adepts there, 1 Marine for 1 Adept.
Yeah, look at him, even microing too, bringing the Wounded Marine to the back there a little bit. The Adept threatening the Shade, I think, so she can escape. Yeah, just canceling that Shade. Just giving herself a little bit of room to escape there.
Yeah.
And waiting to be joined by another Adept.
Yeah, another Adept. There would have been 3, but of course one of them died. And now Dream's just sitting back at his base, and really the question here is Stats going to wise up to this? He's shading the Adepts, and does Dream lift the depots? No, he doesn't. That's actually a huge mistake by the Terran player.
I haven't seen a professional Terran player fail at that in some time. So
yeah, that's
the Adepts,
quite a mistake.
It is, but at the same time, I mean, what did we get a scout of here? We know there's a lot of Marines. We saw the second gas coming in.
Yeah, he sees a 3 racks. That's actually a huge deal, I'd say.
It is, but I mean, based on the Marine count that we're seeing here as well, there weren't enough Marines for that Oracle to kill it. Does get a couple SCVs down, it looks like. That's about it. But I'm just saying, based on the number of Marines out this early, you have to know it's a 3 racks, right? I mean...
I think Dream was doing a pretty good job of hiding it. Like, he had some of the Marines in the main base. He had some at the Natural, too. Like, he only had, like, 6 Marines at the Natural. So, I think that, yeah, Stats definitely was... It was probably on his mind that it could have been that, but he didn't have the confirmation until then. Now he's got the confirmation. We see an Immortal on the way. I imagine he'll probably dump a Chrono Boost into that. He's counterattacking with the Oracle, but the Marines now have Combat Shield. And he's got 1 battery on finishing up, a second one on the way. And this honestly might be a little late, I'll say. Like, this is 1 battery, 2 Adepts, and 2 Phoenix to hold off against this bio push, but there's the Immortal.
There is an Immortal, but Marines trade so well against Immortals. Could keep the Marauders in the back, and the Marines should be able to take them down. Another warping and Adept here. I mean, I think Dream needs to go. This whole poking thing, I'm not sure is going to work out for him. The longer he waits, the more shield batteries and the more defense there's going to be.
Yeah, I think it just won't work out. Like, these bio pushes, they're either one of those things which they work incredibly well and the Protoss just rolls over and dies, or the bio melts away. And based on what we see here, yeah, Dream says, yeah, I'm not going to take that fight. So he's going to sit at home, wait for his Medivac production to kick in, which shouldn't be too long. He's got his +1 on the way. The Protoss is only now just throwing up a third. So we're at a fairly even point in this game, despite the wonky opening.
Yeah, the Phoenix do come in. We've got enough of them to cause some problems, but Marine Missile Turret is a pretty good combo against these guys. Does manage to escape without losing a single Phoenix, which is a nice job by Stats. Currently 47 to 43 workers there in favor of the Protoss. Chrono Boost is a good unit, but bigger army here for Dream. And Colossus is going to be the splash damage of choice for game number 1 against Dream here for Stats.
Yeah, Stats looking into a pretty strong position with getting out a Colossus. He's got 2 Immortals already done, so that's going to be a pretty beefy Protoss ground army.
Yeah, that Oracle is still alive. Are you kidding me? I can't believe it's escaped like 3 times now.
Yeah, 10
after
kills.
Taking damage. Golly, that's incredible.
And of course the Phoenix being a nuisance. The +1 Marines do manage to pick off one of them, but there's vulnerable Medivacs. Good save by Dream, however. And
yeah, it's fine.
Now Dream is looking to push across the map, and this is a much bigger chunk of bio than the previous time.
And it's only 1 Colossus laughing games. Where are the magical 3 Colossus? We're in trouble.
I don't know how the math. I know that 3 Colossus is pretty good, but 1 Colossus and 2 Immortals I think is actually pretty good here. I mean, the Immortals will slaughter the Marauders, and then the bio just doesn't have the HP without the Medivacs to really push in. Getting those Phoenix, though, is really nice. They just melted.
So the Medivacs are joining the party. They're showing up. Good chunks of energy, going to heal up after that stim. It is 69 to 44 army supply. That is a big, big lead. Second Colossus. If Dream can push up here before that second Colossus gets out, that'd be super duper nice. But I'm not sure if he's going to do it. He's been so cautious today.
Yeah, I honestly think that the caution is justified, as Stats does have batteries at all of his bases here, and just you need to get like a perfect engagement basically if you do want to dive on a Protoss who's postured defensively. So. And Stats really isn't giving Dream that opportunity. Like, he's not wandering out with his army or anything. He's just strictly staying back at home.
Yeah, he's going for a double-pronged assault here. It looks like from the south as well as on that third base for Stats. Stats has his forces split up pretty darn well. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got it split up pretty much perfectly here.
Yeah.
So an attack into the third base. Guardian Shield is up.
I think Dream's just going to have to go home and be patient, but he does not agree as he unloads 4 Medivacs at the natural base. Zealots are coming in. Phoenix that were rebuilt are doing what they can. Charge is done for the Zealots, though, and the 1 Colossus is coming to help out. So Dream, he's going to trade out, get out with all the Medivacs and some of the bio. So, I mean, nothing too eventful really happened there.
No, Dream didn't lose everything, but he also didn't do a lot of damage either. So, that's fair. Wintermute's got his money on Stats here in the series. It's probably smart money. But again, Dream looking all right. Not, you know, a lesser player would have just thrown away his units in a suicide attempt there, but Dream saved a lot of his units. He still has an army advantage and now a worker advantage as well. So, man, this is super close for game number 1. Zest is too busy. He played yesterday night and today. Good heavens. Yep, sounds like Zest has been pretty busy this week. Maybe just kind of trying to power up for Katowice, right?
Yeah.
Rainer makes some tweets about that today. He's been working really hard training, getting
that
himself up to a level.
Oh, that was a high MMR.
That was nuts.
7,300. Holy cow. Meanwhile, it showed he beat Showtime at 7-1.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Rainer also had a tweet the other day where he played against someone who was like Diamond.
Oh, that poor guy.
Some poor guy. He just wants to ladder, just wants to practice, gets matched up against Rainer. Like, I can't even, I wouldn't play for a week if that happened to me. It's like, no, what's wrong with me? I guess it would show you that It does show your opponent's MMR, so
yeah.
You wouldn't feel too bad. You're like, screw you, algorithm.
This is a big army coming from Stats. I'm kind of surprised that after losing all of his Phoenix, he decided to remake so many. And now he's just got that magic 3 Colossus number and a bajillion Zealots, it appears, and he might just be going for the throat.
Yeah, remember when I said Dream had an army advantage? Not true anymore. Although coming up this ramp with the concave, dangerous stuff, Stats is like, all right, well, why don't you come down the ramp and we'll talk.
Wow, look at this. Dream just straight up pulls the SCVs right away. They buy half a second, not even, before they melt away. Stats goes forward, though, eats a Widow Mine shot at the front, all the while the Vikings are doing what they can. But there's that Stats Prism micro.
Yeah, the Vikings don't kill any of the 3 Colossus. More SCVs getting pulled off the line to buffer on that left side. The Colossus burning them down. 38 SCVs have died here. And that's your GG. Stats takes game 1 in 11 minutes, looking pretty fancy.
Looking pretty good. Well done by Stats, taking game number 1.
Yeah, it was even Steven for about 9 minutes, and then Stats just went into full-on army production mode. Went way heavy with it. Got his 3rd Colossus out. Warping in Zealots. He had some Archons that did some work there, I guess, but brutal game 1 there for Dream. Let's see if he, that best of 7 from last week kind of indicates maybe he just needs a minute to warm up and then he'll be really scary, but...
It's true.
Yeah, fantastic game 1 there from Stats. Oh, all right. What are we doing? Pillars of Gold for game number 2. Pretty darn fine map. I mean, that's what this current map pool is pretty fine overall, I think. Not a ton of complaints. Obviously, Submarine has those tank positions at the rocks, but I believe Stats beat Dream on Submarine last week, so it's not exactly an insurmountable benefit for Terran there.
Yeah, so we'll see. In the bottom left, he's down 0-1. It's Dream.
And in the top right, it is Stats.
Stats boys.
Yeah, Zest and Time are playing after this Wintermute. I mean, this is how we roll. Everything we cast is basically 2 best of 5s from 4 players and then a finals best of 7. So the first series of the day is not the only series of the day, not by a long shot.
No, it is not. Now, before this game gets too heated up, ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, there's a Matcherino, which I just linked in the chat there. Go ahead, go use coupon code INV4, nice and simple. Press the contribute button. You can add 50 cents to the prize pool for free for these players, which will be divided up amongst all of them. And then, of course, make sure to follow the channel here on Trovo. A great way to show your support for the events.
Yeah, this is our 4th one of these, so good to assume there will be more in the future. So definitely sign up for an account if you haven't already. It doesn't take very long. It's not a big deal. And you can also hit that notification bell to get notified when we go live, because we do like to tweet out when we're going live, but sometimes getting Twitter notifications, and maybe you'll miss the tweet, maybe it's not that reliable, but so getting notified directly from Trovo would not be a terrible idea either.
Definitely not. Stats going for a high ground wall off, just making sure to block that Reaper, and then goes for a Cyber Core into Nexus. So playing it nice and safe, all the while being a pain with his probe, but gotta be careful, loses the probe.
Does. Dream throws down the command center a little bit late compared to the Nexus, but not really enough to lose the game for sure. Thank you, Rob, for using the coupon code and your 50 cents, not out of your pocket, but from the coupon code. Free stuff, man. Do it. Toss it at these players. Let them feel the love from the fan base here on Trovo. Anywho, nothing crazy. Adepts got a Marine out. Another barracks on the way here from Dream. And so far, no proxies. Nothing too nutso. My wish for today is that somebody does a mothership rush.
Oh my gosh.
I ask a lot. I know.
If Stats was streaming, I'd say maybe, but probably not.
I don't know, maybe when a Protoss player is up 2-0, maybe, and they're just like, yeah, toss it out.
Maybe. Crazier things have happened, and yeah, 3 racks play from Dream once again. Gonna try and grab that Adept. This time not gonna get her.
Yeah, Reaper names Wintermute. not really a thing we're seeing from Terran in the current meta. It's impossible to get a kill against a Protoss player with a Reaper, it feels like. And it's good for scouting, yeah, but these days, I don't know, Protoss just are playing it safe. So what would you scout here? I guess the Twilight Council, that's good to see. Robotics facility coming in here too.
Yeah.
I mean, the Reaper hop-up spot is blocked, but unnecessarily.
If you're gonna skip a Reaper against a Protoss, it's understandable skipping it against stats. Like, out of all the... Sure. Later in the day, Zest is playing, I'd be more likely to skip a Reaper against someone like Zest than stats. Or as stats than Zest, but as I say that, stats has got a Dark Shrine on the way.
Well, look at that action. War Prism Dark Shrine shenanigans. I'm down. I support this wholeheartedly. I'll take any kind of shenanigans in a StarCraft 2 match.
Oh, I dig it. Now, this could be very bad for Dream. He's dropping his mules. There's a Dark Shrine on the way. He's gone 3 racks bioplay, so he's infinity years away from making a Raven. He's got an engineering bay on the way because he's going to want to start that +1, but this is a really good build choice by stats because Dream's army is going to be out on the map pushing, all the while he can have counter DTs against a Terran who's probably dropping mules like mad and not thinking of saving a scan because he's trying to just power on 3 racks. So this could be really, really bad, if not game-ending, what we're about to see here.
Could be problematic for sure. All right, TT striding in with the big strides they have, and SCV starting to fall like so many bushels of wheat here. Trying to build a missile turret. Dream's like, let's go!
Yeah, he says,
we gotta go now.
We're on a timeline.
Back home. Gotta try to kill some probes here. This is actually going incredibly well for the Terran. This is the problem with going DT openings, is that
the Terran
can just be like, just go kill him, I guess.
Stats' probes are just being massacred. The DTs will clean up this army, but 31 probes have already gone down, and Dream is holding on back at home. He managed to get up a turret. Oh my god, this is madness.
I like it. This is what DTs do. They create crazy games on both sides of the map at the same time. Oh, DT down. SCV's getting the assist on that one.
Oh, second DT.
Was he attacking his own supply depot there? Oh, there's your scan. DT down. All right, so looks like the dust has settled. It's 25 to 16 workers in favor of Dream. That's pretty nice. Stats took a ton of damage to his economy after that, but he does have a third Nexus up.
Yeah.
Which is going to help him recover.
The third Nexus is big, just triple chrono boosting out probes. Dream, though, is about to have Medivac production, and what does Stats really have that's going to stop a Terran with Bio and Medivacs later in this game? I have no idea. These Marines trying to catch the Prism, but now there's 3 DTs chasing them.
Look how fast they are.
Oh, they
use that stim.
That's just a whole bunch of nope. Oh, the Prism does go down. That is absolutely huge. The DT follows the Marines into a turret. Big mistakes by Stats.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, and that DT's gone too. It is 12 to 0 army supply right now in favor of Dream. Stats has 0 army.
Literally nothing.
Nothing.
What does he do? Make an immortal right now? Once he gets the gas?
I don't know if that would help. He might just be done.
Yeah.
Unless Dream sits here and lets Stats recover, which is a possibility.
I mean...
So here's my... Go ahead.
Sorry, just literally 0 army supply.
Yeah. Stats is not making anything for army. He's getting Blink, but that does not count as army. For his 0 stalkers. Look at the worker count, though. Stats has exceeded Dream's worker count at this point. Chrono Boost is good. Having 3 Nexuses is good.
To be fair, he has been making literally nothing but workers.
Yeah. Okay, he's got 6 army supply now to 28. This is yikes.
And the Terran has got +1 on this bio. I don't know if this drop's going to be stopped by anything but DTs. Of course, though, Dream has banked up energy for scans, though.
Yeah, smart.
So, yeah, this looks like Dream's got this, unless Stats somehow pulls a miracle.
Well, Stats, if you're a miracle worker, it's time to bring it out. I don't know, man. Oh, it's that lead of workers that Stats had, it's gone now.
Yeah, there's DTs warping in, but they'll just be a scan.
Yep, there it is. DT down, Zealot down, Stalker down.
Okay.
GG Dream ties up the series 1-1. Woo! I mean, that was more stats kind of gambling, right? Throwing the dice.
Madness, I say. Madness.
Madness. Yeah, that's again, that's what DTs are in this matchup, especially. The number of times we've seen a Protoss go DTs and then Terran's just like, I guess I'm attacking, is about 100%. So it's what Dream did. He knew that it was what he had to do. He couldn't just take damage from the DTs and not do any damage on the other side. Absolutely not. But thanks to everybody who's used the coupon code so far. Click the Match Arena link up higher in the chat. Code INV4 coupon code will allow you to throw free 50 cents at these players. And I don't know, we've got about 200 people watching. 200 times 50 cents is about $100 to add to that prize pool. So let's do it. Do we have that many coupon codes? We might not have that many. Use them until they're gone.
But yeah, we've got 50 coupon codes. So if we could actually use all those, that would be great.
Absolutely. Got definitely a bunch of people here watching. Hey, Kai, I'm glad you could make it out.
Hello, Kai.
Glad you could be here. We're going to be on Juggernaut for game number 3. All right, so my question for you, Terran Marines are wearing, like, power armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I've never actually thought about this before, but how come injecting drugs in the system helps them run faster? Isn't it just the power armor doing all the work?
Oh, God.
Right?
Oh, God.
This is what I'm here for, the deep questions.
If you hear a knock on your door later, assume that's the FBI coming to get you, because you know too much. Yeah, like...
You're right?
I don't know, maybe... I guess... I mean, I guess the suit, like the human still has to move their body inside the suit, maybe?
Right, but
So,
my
like,
understanding of power armor has always been you just kind of move in the general direction and the suit does all the work.
Yeah, but, like, you can still only run, I guess, like, however fast. So then...
Yeah, okay. Like, you can just move your legs back and forth faster.
Mm-hmm, yeah, so and then the suit just keeping up to you will move faster, too, I guess. So... I don't know.
Okay,
how it makes their weapon shoot faster, don't ask me that one, but...
Yeah, someone in chat said that just as you were saying that. That's hilarious. Yeah, how do they shoot faster?
I don't know. It's Dream in the bottom left. Oh, boy.
And in the top right, it is stats. See, my answer to this, if I were developing the lore here, would be it boosts the energy to the power armor and to the gun, but... along with that, there's a side effect of zapping the guy inside the suit, right? It's unstable. They can't run it at this power level all the time because it will kill the person inside, but they can boost it every once in a while at the cost of HP for the person inside the suit. That's where I'm going with it.
That would make more sense lore-wise.
Yeah. All right. I was going to say, hire me to do your lore, Blizzard, but I don't think they're hiring anyone for anything. So, SCV heading across. Man, the state of the Warcraft 3 remaster.
Oh, gosh.
Have you watched any of the videos on that recently? Grubby had a huge one the other day.
Oh, I mean, I don't follow it at all, but I know it's a dumpster fire, so...
It's not great. The biggest thing for me is Warcraft 3 had a ladder, and then when they released the Warcraft 3 remaster, the ladder was gone. They killed it, and they never came back with a new ladder.
Yeah.
There is no official ladder for Warcraft 3. Eventually, there's a fan-maintained one that people had to come up with.
Yeah. That's
absolutely
so ridiculous.
Anyway. No, yeah. Mr. I want to call you Tokyo, but that's not your name. You know who I'm talking to, though. Yes, obviously, the lore explanation for Stim is it's literally drugs being injected into the Marine and the Marauder. But, just saying, if I was in charge, I would change it. That's all. Proxy starport here. That's fun stuff.
I like it. On Juggernaut, there is so much airspace, or so much space to drop into in this main.
Yeah, they're pretty big mains. Faux show. Adept harassing a little bit. Does not stop construction on the command center. Get inside the bunker. There you go. Safety. There is safety in here. Ooh, I love the Hellion opening, though. Bonus damage versus Adepts plus Splash is just so nice. The Adepts do bonus damage versus them as well, but they outrange the Adepts. So if you're perfect with your micro, you can avoid taking shots, but that's hard to do.
Yes, them dealing bonus damage to each other. It's kind of like call an ambulance, but not for me, kind of.
Uh-huh. Well, it's like Lurkers versus Immortals, kind of. Both do bonus damage versus armored. They're both armored. They can both cause each other to have a really bad day. Alright, so the Adepts are dead. Yeah, kind of tried to get out, but they were just outnumbered wholeheartedly.
That seemed kind of odd for Stats to honestly throw those two away.
Agreed.
Like, they did hang around a long time, and now there's a Medivac that's going to be ready to hot deliver these Hellions into his base. Stats knows, or he's suspicious of this, because of course it's a Terran who is making Hellions. He's going to get them into your base one way or another.
Yeah. He sure is. Yeah, this is a pretty good response from Stats being ready for it. Stalkers are the direct enemy of Hellions for sure. Kind of roast them up, but you know what? There is a shield battery. That said, the splash damage and the focus firing from Dream here is pretty good. As 6 probes go down, and we're running in... Oh, that's a big stack them up. Ooh, that was a big of a lineup there, too. 7, 8, 9 probes down. Can we make it 10? Yes. Can we go for 11? How greedy are we today?
Oh, no! Not quite. Still, those extra 4 probes that he got at the end were very nice.
Without question. So Blink coming in here from Stats. He's going to go for some Blink Stalker aggressive shenanigans. Possibly. It's not really his forte, right? We've seen him win with it. We've seen him lose with it against Terran. It's not like... I don't know. There's other Protoss players who are better with the strategy, I think. But Stats still going for it anyway.
Yeah, I think you got to try. And clearly he likes this build, as he did open up with the 4-gate play.
He might have done it 4 times in 7 games against Dream last week. So.
And this time he says, do it again.
Yeah. And he won with it sometimes. He lost with it sometimes. But... it's kind of hit and miss, but you know, that's what strategies are in StarCraft. You have a build and it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't.
All right, Siege Tank getting set up at the natural, Marines loading into this bunker. Wouldn't mind seeing Dream pull a few SCVs preemptively to repair that. Looks like he's fine on the high ground with this one tank, but oh boy, in goes Stats.
No. The tank getting some nice hits off though. Really, basically 2 shots to these Stalkers. Not exactly, but Stats is going for it, man. This is not a This is not harass.
2 Adepts being warped in.
Yeah, to try to deal with those Marines a little bit. SCV's getting pulled off the line. Adepts shading down into the natural base while everybody else is... Wait, what? Oh, I guess right next to the... just canceled. All right, fine. Cool, I guess. Everyone hanging out in the main base instead.
Yeah, this is a little bit awkward. Stats really, really committing to this. Now he starts up a robo back at home, realizing he can't kill Dream, but... honestly, maybe he can. I don't know. He's going to complete the Adept Shade. Stalkers are probably going to try and blink forward, and they do on top of one of the tanks. There is another, however.
SCV is trying to buffer a little bit for these Marines. More Adepts getting warped in with said Warp Prism.
Combat Shield.
Oh my gosh, he's going to get it. He got it.
Oh, that's huge.
Nice. That's so big. Marines not as healthy as they would want to be. 2 tanks are set up, though. Stats kind of backed into a corner here. Going to warp in additional units. This is tight. This is really, really close.
Yeah.
Adepts, we're going to same gameplay here. Going to finish on top of the Marines. Then going to blink on top of the tank, but the Marines are dealing with the Adepts.
Are so clumped up, though, against that second Siege Tank. And great repair by Dream, getting an extra shot off.
Yeah, 3 Stalkers remain. They're trying to pick off a few of the SCVs at the natural base, but it seems like we're done for now. Stats isn't warping in. And everybody's got a couple more Stalkers up here, but it's not, I don't know. He's got a 3rd base coming up. He's not as committed to this as he was even 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, Stats did warp in his signature 4 Stalkers after a failed 4-gate all-in. Well, it's not really an all-in, but after a 4-gate attack. Dream drops a fatty 5 mules at his natural base to keep that economy going. He has been really delayed as far as his tech goes by this attack. I mean, look at this. No eBay's out. Stimpack's still on the way. Medivac production is going, but he's still got to wait for Stim. His upgrades are actually going to be very late compared to what a Terran would usually want. And oh my god, Stats the mad lad.
Yeah, it takes down the Liberator, and the Bunker's going to go down here too. The repair is a little bit too late. Marines getting focused fired at the same time. And Stats just getting a lot of value.
Gosh.
Whoa! Gets the tank. And gets out of there to some extent. Warp Prism Micro pretty good. Escapes with a couple of his stalkers anyway.
Yeah,
that takeout just get dropped to 0?
Yes, it did, as a matter of fact. So no tanks to push away these stalkers, and Stimpack is still a ways away, about 15 seconds. Once that's done, though, the direction of this game is just going to change entirely, though.
Yeah, Colossus coming in back home for stats, obviously. Going for charge for his Marines. 2 army supply advantage and a worker advantage here for Dream. But down a base is the bigger problem. Stats being on 3 bases is a big deal. But are we moving? I think those medevacs are moving up that right side. Oh, there's your 3rd base. Okay. So Dream is catching up. You want to hit the L to give us resources lost? Oh, no, we have it. No, wait. What's your... Do you have resources lost here? You do. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, it's the. Oh, I guess if you're selecting something, it hides it. But it's down there in the bottom right, Tokyo.
Stats out on the map with his army means he is definitely not in position to intercept this drop, and it looks like there's a bit of an Artosis pylon going on. That's just one pylon powering 3 gates. The battery overcharge, though, forces the battery to be targeted down, and actually everything for Dream commits on in here.
Yeah, that medevac's not escaping. Blink, finish it off. And yeah, even if your shield battery overcharge dies, it tanked a little bit at least, so that's nice.
Yeah, that took that was really good, and honestly, I think something that made that attack look like it did so little damage, it was the lack of +1 by Dream. At this point in the game, a Terran almost always has +1 attack done when playing a bio-heavy style. And so not having that battery looked like it took ages to die.
Yeah, Stalker's totally ruined his day, threw him off his mojo and his timings. Yeah, Stats is working on extended thermal lance. It's almost finished and getting a Templar Archives. Whether that's for Archons or for Storm, we'll see. It was for Archons in game number 1.
Stats is on 8 gates, and with the Templar Archives about to finish up, this is looking pretty similar to game number 1, which he just went in and killed Dream. He's going to be hitting a timing most likely before the Terran has got either upgrade done. This is actually going to be a beautiful timing by Stats. Dream sends out a Marine that does see these Stalkers. Is this going to tip him off that he's going to need to pull SCVs in here to help out? Because if he does not, he will be dead.
There's 8 seconds to level 1 infantry weapons finishing up here, and it will finish before the engagement. But armor won't be done. Yeah. And the Viking count is not near enough to handle these 3 Colossus either.
Yeah, like nothing to counter the Colossus is a huge deal. The big breakers, the Archons now finishing morphing in. Stats even going for a hallucinated immortal to eat the initial tank shot, just walking that in there, but he still decides it's not time to go in.
That's interesting. Yeah, that immortal took the first couple tank shots. That was really nice, and then he just kind of backed on out. Not interested in going for more here. 4th base coming up top left, triple pumping probes. I don't know. The longer you wait here, the worse it's going to be for you, Stats, I think, when you go in. It's usually how this works. Defender's advantage is a thing.
Yeah, like, this is actually getting much, much better for Dream. Look at the impromptu wall he's been throwing up at the front just to keep his units protected from the waves of Zealots and Archons. And, yeah, Stats has not gone for the timing attack that he really needed. He's going to reposition, maybe hit the 3rd base. We'll see, because after all, there still isn't that much to deal with the Colossus. There's 1 tank, and there was 4, make that 3 Vikings. So, yeah, Stats still has the potential to bully Dream a little bit, but for now, just getting up his 4th base, keeping his upgrades going, lots of cannons getting thrown up.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Based on the games we saw last week, I feel like Dream is more comfortable in the late game versus Stats than in the early to mid game. So the fact that Stats seems pretty happy to go late game here is pretty interesting. Both players maxed out. Obviously, the upgrade's continuing here. Dream's getting his 2-2 on the way. Enhanced Shockwave finishing up in about 10 seconds. And Dream's taking his 4th. I mean, he's not that far behind economically here either. It's pretty even across the board.
Yeah, both players are maxed out. Dream has got those ghosts out with the enhanced Shockwave. And so the Terran army is reaching a point which it might be better than the Protoss one with some good EMPs. The 3 Colossus have 6 Vikings to challenge them. Still, though, with a good engagement, Dream could potentially just roll over this Protoss force. Stats retreating, Dream pursuing, going to be coming in with prongs. Great force fields, though, by the Protoss player. One of the Colossus gets picked off by the Vikings. The Prism goes down as well. This army is now looking really darn good by Dream compared to what Stats has.
It's true. Force fields, buying some time, really spreading out Dream's army a little bit. Nice EMPs getting tossed down. Stats is in full-on retreat mode here, trying to get some high ground, but guess what? Dream split off. Disruptor shot doesn't catch much there. Another disruptor shot.
Splits. Beautiful targeting.
Oh, the disruptors are getting focused down. No, two of them bite at the same time, but did get a big hit. Zealots on top of this trying to handle it, but they don't like what they see either. Another disruptor down, and suddenly Dream is on the warpath.
Yeah, he can even spam down some more EMPs on this Protoss force, which is just gateway units. There we go. There's the EMPs. +2 attack just finished. The Medivacs have been healing this Bioforce throughout this entire engagement. It looks like Dream does have to retreat for now. Still, Stats fighting with just Zealots and Stalkers.
Yeah, the Zealots are the big deal here, obviously. Ooh, landing as Vikings. That bonus to Mechanical versus Stalker is always pretty handy. And after all that, we're pretty even again. Worker count even, army supply even, overall supply even. Stats obviously taking his own 5th base down the left side here. Got some Colossus in the army. It might be done. I was going to say it might be done with Disruptors, but no. But DT Blink coming in for Stats now. Always love that upgrade versus Terran.
Yeah, and now Dream saying, okay, I didn't win the big fight, so I'm going to drop. But oh no, don't make the classic Terran blunder. Stalkers are there in wait. Dream does unload the army. It's like he will lose a good chunk of units in that engagement. And this is one of the scary things about trading out your entire army in a TVP from the Terran perspective. It's that the Protoss player, who all of a sudden has been Colossus-less, now can produce these Colossus, and you need Vikings as a response. So right now we see there's 2 Vikings out to Stats' 2 Colossus, and so he's going to have a pretty good advantage in future fights because of that. All the while Dream's going to have to be splitting from the Disruptors, so I'm really liking that Stats rebuilt those 2 Colossus.
Nice EMP. Disruptor gets a decent hit off there. Stats backing out just a little bit. Not interested in pushing in here too far. Wintermute says, remember when Voxer used a Viking drop? Yes. The Viking in the Medivac play is always a fun one. I haven't seen it in some time, though. No, beautiful EMPs. Just blanketing Stats army there. That was great stuff. But, he's going to lose this 5th command center. Looks like he might very well... Man, a lot of stuff going on here. All over the place. Yeah, command center down. Big time problem. Dreams decides we're just going to counterattack or maybe try to flank. Catch Stats from the backside here. No,
I think he is just going to be looking to dive right on top of Stats. Stats is committed in, but this was a big mistake, it looks like. However, a Disruptor gets a disgusting connection there off on the Terran army, and all of a sudden, the momentum Dream had from a potential flank is just not there, and Stats seems to have taken this game.
Yeah, not a lot of microing going on from Dream anymore. Army supply down to half of what Stats has. His 4th base is down. He did some damage, but GG Stats takes the 2-1 lead here on Yaganatha and just needs one more game to move on into our best of 7 final. Yeah, fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful play there.
Wow. I'd like to go back and look at that replay, which you can get on the Match Arena, by the way. I'd like to go back and look at that replay and take a look at that fight and see how it would go down had there not been that one big Disruptor hit that Stats had got. Like, that completely killed the momentum of Dream and just sealed the game for the Protoss player, because that was looking like a pretty good engagement.
Yeah, it did. It looked like he had enough stuff, but then, as always, the splash damage is the natural enemy of the Terran. And that was it, man. Just big kabloosh, and suddenly Dream was down, and that was all she wrote. So, good game, Stats. Again, one more to win. We'll see if he can close it out, or if Dream can force us to go to a game number 5, which is always fun. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. It will be Time versus Zest after this series. Use that Matcherino code INV4. Matcherino link in the chat here. Easy to use. And let's move on into Oxide.
In the top right-hand side of the map, we've got the Protoss in the blue trunks. His name is Stats, and he's representing Afrika, Starcraft 2.
And in the bottom left, we've got ourselves a Terran player. He's red, and his name is Dream.
So that's such an interesting game. I honestly think that that Dream has a much better lead at the start of it if he macros a little bit better. Like, those stalkers did successfully throw him for a loop. His upgrades were late, so that drop was less effective than it could have been. And so, yeah. And then it was that big disruptor hit at the end, I feel, that really sealed it.
Yeah, gotta concur.
So I don't know what you think of Dream going into this next game, to be like, because it's not like my build in that last game was bad or anything. So should I try the same build again? I don't know.
Yeah, that's why we're here to see what's going on. Probe Harass is just, again, eternal. And Starcraft 1.
Probe Harass since 1998? I want to say.
That's correct. 1998, Starcraft 1 and Brood War came out. So, back in the day, man, expansions were just, like, dropping them fast.
Brood War came out the same year as Starcraft 1?
It was late March for Starcraft, and then Brood War was, like, November. So, yep.
Wow. I never knew that.
Yeah, the era of Starcraft 1 is very small. And it wasn't until Brood War that we got replays, so there are no replays from Starcraft 1. It's pretty much a lost era, unless you can find some old VODs from back then.
No way, seriously?
Seriously, they didn't introduce replays until fall 2000. I remember that, because I was my freshman year at college, and they introduced it, and I was like, wait, what? You can watch your... That's so cool! It was so cool.
Yeah, that was literally revolutionary.
Yeah, it was. I think it was the first game to do that, if I remember correct. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know if it was, because there is a fair few old RTSs out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anyway, old games, man. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
See what else is going on.
Speaking of old games, Legacy of the Void came out 6 years ago.
Oof, sure did.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's nuts. I think it was November, so we're almost at 6 years, but it's close. Because I started my channel around this time, actually, late February in 2015, and then Legacy of the Void came out like 6 months later.
Wow, really? You didn't cast till 2015?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Because that's when everybody that I loved stopped casting.
Oh, and you're like, something needs to be done about this. That's awesome.
Yeah, I really got interested in the beta and watched it all, 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, and by 2015, like, nobody that I watched anymore was casting, so I said, well, it's time to, let's go.
That's wicked.
Time to do it. Yep.
Yeah, I can't
Super
remember.
Bowl Sunday is tomorrow? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I just can't remember when I started casting.
Oh, okay.
Super Bowl Sunday. You'll be tuning in, I assume?
Yeah, I'm one of those weirdos who loves esports and ball sports. I don't think there are many of us, but
I don't know. There's a lot of people that I guess ball sports. There's a lot of people that follow StarCraft that tweet about UFC and stuff.
Mm-hmm. There does seem to be more overlap in some of the newer entries into the sports thing, but as far as traditional, hockey, soccer, football, baseball,
yeah,
less overlap, I think. There's definitely some. And, my Twitter is basically all StarCraft people, and every once in a while somebody will be tweeting about a baseball game they're watching or something.
Okay, this could potentially heat up very, very quickly. The Terran is about to stim up this ramp. Stats will have blink about a second after. He's got a prism on top of this. We'll see how quick his reaction is. Is he going to micro these stalkers properly? And it looks like he is doing exactly that. Oh my gosh. Stats so good.
Yep. I mean,
Stats so good.
That was brutal. The Warp Prism micro there, insane.
Yeah, guys, like, literally a second later, or if Stats takes half a second to react, he could have lost so much. Instead, it's just easy peasy. Well, made it look easy peasy. In reality, he microed about 10 stalkers in about, like, 2 seconds.
Yeah. Somehow. Through magic. And here we go. It's like, if you think my defensive blink micro is amazing, wait until you see me on offense.
Mm-hmm. Medivac production is on the way for the Terran now, though, and as soon as you've got that bio, you've got that stim, combat shield, +1, that's when Terran is able to deal with this Blink Stalker shenanigans as Stats comes in with the Prism once again. Stats loves his 4-Stalker Prism harassment.
Again, he's not the greatest player in the world with it, but man, does he enjoy it. Not wrong.
Honestly, not so much this series, but last series, it was really good. I think it's just, like, that was actually the best part of his 4-gate Stalker play, I think. It's more so, like, the direct attacks, like, trying to bounce around tanks, which I don't think appears to be the best from Stats.
Yeah, that's fair.
But the second Dream stops paying attention to that. Okay, a recall is used. As Stats is now on the defensive.
There's 1 Colossus, which is very nice. It's better than 0.
Yeah, the battery isn't done just yet.
Dream, again, is just kind of like, I don't like it. I chased him home. Maybe that's good enough for now. Getting a 3rd base, which is awesome.
It's because he knows better than to try and attack into Stats. Many Terrans have learned that lesson painfully. It's better just to bide your time against this guy, because he will defend perfectly. Oh, good concave from Dream. Able to shave off these Zealots. Will end up having to retreat, though. Baits the Protoss out once again, but with a Zealot Warp, and I think Stats will be able to push Dream away. Terran has to load up into his Medivacs, boost out of there.
And retreats. Bravely. Brave Sir Robin. Underdog says he feels like Protoss is Imba and will be the champion of IEM. What IEM are we talking about?
Katowice?
Is that an IEM event?
Yeah, IEM World Championship.
Oh, fair enough.
Except I think it's worse than it is in recent years. Well, not because of the online stuff, but they removed the open bracket, so I'm a little sad about that. But
there is a round of 36 though.
Yeah,
I tweeted about that the other day.
Still, like,
yeah, fair.
In the years which we had IEM and BlizzCon, his Stats is about to go for the win here potentially with his Zealot Colossus attack. So hold that thought maybe, as there's the 3rd Colossus. It's the magic number.
Magic times
Dream
have arrived.
Needs to hodl.
Widow Mine's at the top of the ramps, a little bit scary. Send 1 Zealot to trigger him. Oh, and then save him. Oh, but they unburrow. Got all the micro plays here. But they unburrow. Now the time is to attack. Then the flank attack from Dream here, pushing Stats back. Warp Prism not in shuttling mode, busy warping in 8 Zealots.
Yeah, 8 Zealots is more Zealots than a Terran likes to deal with. Dream is absolutely going to have to pull the SCVs here, but he may be able to get a good surround on this army. I mean, coming from behind on the ramp, there goes the SCVs. All the Terran bio is surging forward. Dream microing on 2 fronts as Stats is forced to retreat. SCVs are paying the price, though, as this fight goes on. And the Terran army is starting to thin out. Dream's trying to collapse on top of the Colossus. Can he hold? It's looking like that might be a no, as maybe yes. I don't know.
Oh, that's the thing about Terran. You kill a bunch of them, but sometimes the remaining guys are fierce. And look at that. Okay. Not much left here for Dream, but able to shove Stats back. Army value 60 to 22. But Dream is way down in economy, so this counterattack needs to get some stuff done.
Yeah, Dream needs to win the game, I think, in like the next 30 seconds or so.
Entirely possible.
We see Stats moving out with his Stalkers trying to buy time. Dream just needs to go right now. Stats, though, with 2 Disruptors and 2 Archons, that is a nasty meal to chew on for Dream. So he's going to have a very tough time, and Stats is just buying time with these disruptors. 1 or 2 Zealot Warpins, and he'll simply have the numbers he needs to close this game out, I feel.
Yeah, the time is not on your side, Dream. I do enjoy this drop in the main, though. Stats feels almost entirely unprepared for that.
Yeah, and he absolutely is. The Widow Mines are going to burrow, not detonate on the probes, too, which is real nice for the Terran, and this is actually damage that could potentially stabilize the game.
Yeah, it does just take down 22 probes. Real nice. Widow Mine's connecting a little bit there. Pylon's getting taken down, but the Colossus and the Disruptor are the big problem. Then he does get out this time with most of his stuff. The Vikings turning tail as well, and there you go. Evened it up. Didn't win the game, but did a ton of damage. Zealots making sure this attack of the Natural does not do as well. Pulling them into a Widow Mine. Does not fire. Zealots turning tail at that position too.
All right, the players are engaging each other once again. Dream does still have a lead in army supply. His Vikings have got some really good shots off on these Colossus. If one of those Colossus goes down, that's a big deal. Currently, they're both still alive due to good microbuy stats, and Dream's army is very stimmed.
It is. The medevac, he needs to stop so the medevacs can actually heal, but they're pretty low on energy as well, unfortunately. Like, doesn't give enough time to heal. Let's go. Pick up boosts.
Yeah.
Ooh, a little sneaky too.
I really like this. A big drop, but there's so many stalkers there waiting. Stats somehow knows about this too. I guess just feeling that Dream has moved out. This is crazy. How do these two players have such good game sense? Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that drop was already due to a ton of damage, and then Stats was just like, no. Not allowed. He's still kind of sharking around over there with his medevacs, but that's not happening. Finally gives up and unloads.
Yeah, Dream is hitting the 4th base of the Protoss player, who does recall his Colossus to get there. The Terran Bio has got no choice to retreat from this army, as there's 5 Archons. This is probably going to prompt Dream to try and get Ghosts out as soon as possible. It's going to be interesting to see if he can, as both players are still on pretty darn low economies, but here comes Dream. He got this Bio unloaded, is able to push into the natural base, as the Protoss force was not in position. There is Archon Stats microing them just to get as much efficiency as he can, all the while Dream hitting in the top left-hand side.
This is what we're talking about from Dream. He is good at being in 2 places at once, and that's something you need if you're going to win a game of Starcraft against Stats. This group seems to be in a lot of trouble. It's probably pick up and boost out time, but the drop in the main is real. The Dream is realized for
Oh my
Dream.
gosh.
Snipes the 4th base, takes the high ground. Zealots warping in, or that's a lot of Zealots. And backed into a corner means you can't kite anymore, so time to get on out. 1 Marauder left behind. But Stats down to 3 bases.
Yeah, down to 3 bases. Incredibly split up as well. I mean, Dream has an army that was threatening to the right, threatening to the left. It's Oxide, so it's a good distance away from the 4th for Stats to counterattack. It looks like he's going to try and make that happen, but he's actually out on the map with a rather small army right now, so this could be a mistake unless his reinforcements get here to make this attack work. There's EMPs, they hit the Colossus, they hit the Archons. Where's the rest of that army coming in for Dream? He's going to try and unload on these Colossus. Stats realizes the threat is gonna shuttle them in the prism. Oh my gosh.
Flank on the right side. Colossus in a lot of trouble. Warp Prism might get focused down here too. No. Too busy with the ground army. And Dream pulling back a little bit here.
Yeah, Stats morphing 4 more Archons, which is definitely scary, bringing him mainly to an Archon Stalker composition. Lots of Zealots in there too. He's pushing Dream away. The army supply is very even right now. The Terran, though, has a lot of that tied up in Medivacs and production, so Dream's got to be careful. As he retreats, he can toss down EMPs on the Protoss force. And Stats, I think, is on a bit of a clock to win this game right now.
Yeah, it's totally flipped on him. Oh, Enhanced Shockwave is done. Are there ghosts with enough EMP to get those enhanced EMPs off? Yes, catches the sentries. So they don't have any energy at all. SCB's getting pulled. Dream recognizing the dire situation that he's in. But if he can just hold He's going to be in a fine position here, blinking past the SCVs. Couple of them die, and Stats in full retreat. Wow. This has been a good match.
This has been an incredible match, without a doubt. Now, Stats on the defense. Once again, Dream going to have to be the attacker. Dream with a trillion medivacs. Gonna have to try and push the Protoss player, who is now in a position with 4 bases that he can potentially stabilize and take this game later. The Terran player elects to float his main over to keep that economy going. And if we pull up that income graph, we will see it start to equalize.
Yeah, both players kind of just scrapping it out here. Around 100 supply each at 16 minutes is not where you want to be. Warp Prism in here for some aggression. Stalkers hanging around in the middle of the map here too. Wintermute heads now to battle cruisers against Protoss. No, probably not. Have not seen that in some time. Zealots get chased away. A couple SCVs do die, but Stats just trying to keep Dream back at home, trying to keep him defending, maybe denying some upgrades would be cool. Plus 2 infantry armor going down would be a huge deal, but I don't think he's gonna get it.
Oh, he might get the prism.
Got it.
And he does. That is monumental for the Terran player, able to pick off that prism, not having to worry about that. We'll see if he's just going to go on the attack now, or is he going to macro this out? I don't know what Dream should do entirely here. I guess my main concern for the Terran right now is the fact that, once again, Stats able to sneakily rebuild those Colossus. So we see Dream has to fire up the Vikings. He's got plenty of ghosts, and he's got 2-2 on the way. So, yeah, maybe Dream should just sit back, build up Vikings, keep churning out Marauders.
Yeah, production tab kind of telling us the story here. Dream's got a bunch of stuff going. Stats is making a Warp Prism at the moment. Warping in some Stalkers as well. Army supply bigger for Dream. The EMPs today have been nuts for Dream.
He's actually just got enough ghosts to EMP the Protoss force into oblivion. Those Archons will pop like balloons.
Colossus the bigger problem.
Yeah.
Attacking, yeah, in this choke, I don't know about this for Dream, to be honest. Colossus staying alive pretty
Apparently
effectively.
he figures he can go for it, though. He's got a lot of Marauders in this army, but yeah, now all of a sudden Dream has thrown away all of his ghosts, it looks like. He's only got 3 ghosts remaining. He did win that fight and push Stats away, who's now on a much lower army supply, but that was not the best fight that it could have been for Dream. Might have been enough still, though, as he's going to push towards the 3rd of Stats.
That 3 Colossus number is here. You can EMP them all you want. They're still going to crush you with that splash damage. Vikings trying to find an angle with which to take them down. One does go down. Oh my gosh, I think all the Colossus are dead.
GG.
And that's your good game. Dream does end up forcing the game 5. What a boss. That was awesome.
Holy cow, these guys are delivering once again. Another incredible series between Dream and Stats. Just incredible matches so far, and now we're going to get into game number 5. It's going to be
these
Lightshade.
Nice. Do like Lightshade as a map. These two just seem to bring such good StarCraft out of each other. It almost seems unfair for one of them to win and move on to the final, and the other one to go home.
Oh, I know. I was just thinking that. Like, can we make this like a best of 7 and call it the finals? Because, holy cow, this is such good StarCraft 2 between these players.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. Hope you're enjoying it there. Again, click the Match Arena link. Use the code INV4 to throw free 50 cents at these players. Thanks to everyone who has done it so far. I know JLC has done it, I believe. Kaya, have you done it yet, man? Get on in there. Get it done. Doesn't cost you anything. Just a minute of your time is all. And game 5 here on Lightshade. This is where the Mothership Rush comes in. I'm staking my claim.
Oh my gosh. If Stats does that, I will eat my hat.
Oh, you do have a hat. Perfect. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, in the top left, he was able to bring us to a final match between these two. It's the Blue Terran Dream.
And in the bottom right, it's our guy, Stat. What's up, Size Matters, joining the chat. If you're having a good time, welcome to game 5.
Mm-hmm.
Which, honestly, Can't ask for more than a game 5, maybe a game 7, but those are even rarer.
If your friends are wondering what you're doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, let them know that you are watching some awesome StarCraft 2 over here on Trovo, and make sure to leave a follow on the channel too, as we proceed in game number 5. Stats going for a probe scout as usual, just playing it so safe. I think we know what we're gonna get out of Stats at this point.
Is it Stalkers and a Warp Prism?
I think it might be.
Entirely fair.
Kai,
all right.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Kai says, "What's Matcherino all about?" It's basically a public crowdfunding program, or website. I guess the best way to say it is that it's basically what the prize pool is hosted through, so anyone can contribute to it, to their favorite players and such, and Matcherino, to incentivize people to use their website, provides coupon codes so that we can add to the prize pool for free.
Yep, that's how it works. You just click the link, log in using one of the like 10 available logins you can choose from. I just use Twitter. It's easy. And then just put in coupon code INV4, and it will say, hey, that's a valid coupon. Here's 50 cents, and you just click submit, and you're done. Pretty easy peasy. How can you tell when a Protoss player is famous? Says Size Matters. I don't know, Size Matters. Also, yes, Anthony, this is the final map. It's a best of 5, so game 5 is our final one.
Between these two players, anyway.
Yeah, then we'll have another best of 5 after this. Between Time and Zest. Because he has so many stalkers. Nice, Size Matters.
That's
well
actually
done.
that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Dream loses his first Marine due to the probe adept combo. His command center looks like it may be delayed. This is not pretty for the Terran, but a secondary SCV will come down to see it to completion.
All right, so command center finishes. It's a bit of a delay, but nothing game changing. I don't think it hurts a little bit though. All right, Marines dying, Adepts dying, Marines continuing to die here though. All right, this is some of the more efficient Adept harass we've seen today.
Yeah, Stats coming out ahead in these little skirmishes, that's for sure. 5 Marines, 1 SCV for 1 Adept and 1 probe.
Why did he lift the orbital command? What the heck was that?
I think it was off position due to the earlier probe. And oh gosh, here's the Stalker. This is the Protoss Dream delaying the Terran bunker, just having free reign. And what does Dream have? The answer is not a lot.
A Marine, currently. SCV is falling here. I don't know if the bunker is going to finish. This Adept...
4 SCVs have died. Oh my gosh, 5. Dream's on like 23 to 36.
Oh my gosh. The bunker's going to finish, and that's going to help immensely here, but Dream's taken a lot of damage in the first 4 minutes of this match.
Yeah. Dream is a sad panda right now.
Yeah, just the harassment. Never a good feeling. It can lead to you missing timings and other stuff, too. I'm not going to say it, you know, it happened here, but it can. Even to professional players, some harassment can cause them to miss upgrade timings and expansion timings and stuff, but third base is actually already done for Dream. They're inside the main base, I believe, but Dream moving out with some Marines. Wait, what did I see? Anyway, whatever. We're pushing out. The Marines are ready to rock. Stats sending some stuff the other way.
This is a sneaky one. This is actually so sneaky by Dream. He's got just 8 Marines, which are going to have Stim go for a counterattack, and they're going to have Stim in like 5 seconds, so... we'll see. Stats, though, is also going to have Blink. Is he going to go for a Warpin? He's got Stalkers on his side of the map, but he's not in position to deal with these Marines. It's going to be a lot of dead probes, it looks like.
Yeah, 6, 7, real fast. 8, 9, 10 probes down.
10.
The Marines don't want to engage with the Stalkers. They overstim a little bit here, and it's going to be 12 probes today. Wait, they left this guy here. He gets 13, and a probe kills him. How embarrassing.
Yeah, 13 dead probes is huge. Stats, keep in mind, is only on 2 bases. basically all that Dream has to focus on right now is just holding. And with a bunker about to finish up, with a couple of Marauders out in Stim Pack, he's in a very good spot to make that happen.
Yeah, Stats brings the Stalkers from the other side of the map to join the party. Thank you for using the coupon code KaiRolonis. And here comes Stats.
That is a lot of Stalkers.
4. Yeah, army value 35 to 21.
Dear.
Bunker insta dead. I think Dream might just be toast.
He's got to abandon his natural 100%. He should not be pulling down here, I don't think. Like he's actually just got to suck it up and go one base. Got to save that orbital command though. Dream, you should not be letting that orbital die.
It's dead.
Oh no, that is huge for Stats.
Yep. Stats could maybe just go home. Maybe. Although look, see, there's that third base I was talking about. Repurposed as a natural base now. Blink Micro, 6 stuff here.
There's just too many Stalkers, it looks like. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, usually Stalkers don't trade that well against Marines, but you know what?
That critical mass kind of thing.
Yep.
I think Stats has got it. GG.
Yeah,
just like that.
There is the GG and Stats.